Hey man, at this point, how much more analysis can you do when the Celtics are up 3-0? They're just the better team. They've been the best team and they've been the better team in this series. Even when they go up by 20 points in an amazing third quarter and then they basically blow the entire lead in like a 22-2 run in the fourth quarter, Dallas made it very close. They were able to hold off and not go into these really bad habits that they're become accustomed to and just play the game that they play and not fold under pressure like they have so many times before in close games. And I think that's the most impressive part to me about this game specifically. Like, obviously you can talk about Tatum and Brown both played pretty well. Tatum 31, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Jaylen Brown 30 points, 8 and 8. I mean, he played incredibly well, 12 out of 22. He had a really good second half, and Tatum had a really good first half in terms of scoring. And then obviously you still got Derek White and Drew Holiday's amazing defense. You got Al Horford, who made like 2 threes. And then you even got a guy like Sam Hauser, who plays 14 minutes, hits 3 out of 3 threes, and plays really good defense for however you expect Sam Hauser to play defense. He holds off PJ Washington in the post. He's not letting people just blow by him on the perimeter like some other people, Luka. And then he's hitting these shots. And then you have Xavier Tillman, who, Porzingis was injured in this game. I thought that obviously Dallas needed to win this game to not go down 0-3. But with Porzingis out, they would attack that paint. And that's what they did. In the first quarter, they went up huge. They had 18 paint points in the first quarter alone. Like that was emphasized immediately for them. Kyrie immediately was they were feeding him, and he was scoring on Al Horford, one-on-ones, isolations, and like getting hot really early. Luka had a pretty decent first quarter, but then it didn't really matter. Like at the end of the first quarter, you're like, wow, Dallas played so well. They're up by 1 point. Like it didn't even matter. And then at halftime, tied again. Sorry, this was a tangent on Xavier Tillman, who played great defense and hit his only 3 attempted in the playoffs. But yeah, the first half, it felt like Dallas in the first quarter, it felt like they figured something out, attacking the paint. Who would have known when Porzingis 7-3 man is not in there, they can attack the paint way better. But again, it didn't really matter because the game was tied at halftime, and then Boston played an incredible third quarter in which they were 13 out of 20, super efficient, 35 points. Jaylen Brown with 15 in that quarter, Tatum with 7, 5 threes versus the Dallas Mavericks, who only scored 19 points in the third quarter, 8 of 21. They had 1 made 3. They only attempted 2 threes, which is just very odd. And that game that blew the game open, it was 20 points in the fourth quarter. Dallas, the Celtics come out, hit 2 threes. It's full on 20-point game at that point. And then Dallas just decides, we're going to go on a 22-2 run off of, some PJ Washington free throws and Kyrie free throws and a 3 here and there. And we're going to finally start scoring. And they go on a 22-2 run in 8 minutes and make it down all the way to a 3-point game. And you're like, oh my God, Celtics are blowing this game. They're blowing their chance. And then it didn't really happen. They steadied the course. They got a 3 here from Derek White. They got a Brown tip in off of a missed Tatum layup. And then, they got a dunk from Tatum again. And then that Jaylen Brown was incredible in the second half. But that pull-up jump shot, that last one when it was 198, that one was so tough. And the fact that he hit that, went into a 2-possession game, they're up by 4. And then Dallas didn't score at all after that. I mean, they had 1 free throw, but that's it. That was the game right there. They got it so close. And like I said, in these situations in the past, Boston would fold. They would play bad isolation, taking up too much time on the clock. None of that happened today. And I think that's what I take away the most from this game, is that their team performance, obviously Brown and Tatum, like I said, were great. I also take away from this game that although Kyrie had a great game, He had 35 points, 13 out of 28, pretty decent game. You got a bad Luka game. He had 27 points. That's cool. He was 11 out of 27, 1 out of 7 from 3. Very, 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 very poor defense. I don't know how he played worse defense today than last game. He fouled out as well. He fouled out in a finals game. You can talk about whether blocking fouls, charging fouls, whatever. Those are kind of 50-50 and whatnot. But that's a fact. He fouled out of this game. He did not play in the last 4 minutes. And he hasn't been good in fourth quarters in this finals series. And it's just unfortunate, man, because, like, obviously he is injured. He does a lot for them offensively, but that doesn't discount him. That doesn't make him, like, he can't play any defense. He doesn't do any effort on defense, bro. So it's just frustrating for Dallas. And then nobody else really showed up. You got PJ Washington, 13 points. Derrick Jones Jr. with 2. Gafford with 6. Derek Lively with 11. You got nothing out of Jaden Hardy or Maxi Kleber. Dante Exum had 1 dunk in 2 minutes. Josh Green, 1-3 in their 22 run, but that's it. That's basically it. And then Tim Hardaway Jr., bro. 0 of 5, minus 16 in 19 minutes. I saw people talk about, like, since the way that Dallas was struggling offensively, they were like, man, just why not let Tim Hardaway Jr. go out there? He can get hot. He can hit 2 threes in back-to-back possessions, whatever. He can get hot, or he can be completely ice cold because he hasn't been playing. And then he took that last 3, Dallas's last shot, and even though Derek White fouled him, they didn't call the foul, and yeah, game was over. He just missed that shot. And I mean, what can you point to? Poor defense by Luka. Just the fact that the Celtics were able to be steady and hold off and just not go into their bad habits. That's what I really take away from this. And the fact that their team is just so good. Like, you got Xavier Tillman and Sam Hauser stepping up when Kristaps Porzingis is out. You can see a guy like Peyton Pritchard. He has only hit 1 field goal in this entire series, and that was like that half-court shot. And you would think that he would be kind of an important piece to them. He hasn't done anything, and it doesn't even matter. They're up 3-0, and they're going to win this series.